Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe.
Really, if I just absorb myself
Sadha means,
in BRL,
Sadha means nothing. It's just coming, going, sometimes Sadha, sometimes some doubt, sometimes Sadha, some doubt, some Sadha, some doubt. This is not fixed, not like a Nishtha. Firm Nishtha is not there. Nishtha means no change. Why not change? Because my Sarup has a relation. Like a Jesus and his father, they was fixed. Manjari and Radhika is fixed. Manjari never deviate from Radhika because she is a shadow. How he can forget his form? Form, then no shadow. Even Manjaris never think for Krishna. Because what is the business with Krishna? I have to keep my existence of my Sarup. My Swami and I, that's it. No Krishna exists there in Manjari and Radhika only. That is how Krishna comes. Because of the pleasing to Radhika, Krishna comes, then because of Radhika I care. But I have no interest. Because she is happy to see Krishna, so is my happiness. Like Narayan Maharaj is telling, when the bee comes to the bird, flower, then birds are dancing. That's the thing. But the bird has no business with the bee, only with the flower. He's naughty, he sits in this flower and that flower and that flower. He is not fixed. My Swami is fixed one point here. So how my fixation will happen when I will not fix in her? She fixed our life. Asthai bhav can come only this way. This nishtha will come, all will start happening. And with any sadhana, not possible. By mercy, Sarup nishtha is come. Only is a grace depend. So, Shraddha brings Sadhu Sangha, association of Sadhu, saintly person, and saintly person bring to the bhajan kriya to control jumping mind. Slowly, slowly. Anartha will nibrit, then real bhajan kriya will start. When anarthas are there, jumping mind will start more jumping. Because the mind will start creating more things. Because the anartha comes to say, I am going, don't leave me, you give me I am your old friend. I will go, you will become alone. Then, by the mercy of sadhus, Vaishnava, Guru Kripa, Sarup when come, Nishtha for that coming, then Ist Nishtha happening. Ist and Sarup, Ist and Sarup. Then flow start coming. That is my realization. So Shraddha is a basic to move on. That makes me hopeful to come to the love. Nishtha come, then what is that? Ruchi, taste will come. Taste, then after?
Ashakti.
Ashakti. Ashakti, attachment. Not virakti. Ashakti. So attached, I cannot dream anything. Attachment. Attachment is the lust. That makes rati. Sri Guru Charana rati. Sahi se uttam gati. No gati, more. Rupa Raghunath Pade, Rahu more as.
Chaitanya Charitamrita, Hare Krishna.
All Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are 6 Goswami, but 2 Goswamis name. One is Avideha. Only we can, Sambandha is fixed. Sambandha one time, not every day. But Avideha and Paryojan every time to watchful. So he is telling about that. Always you careful with your Avideha Gyan. He said, always careful in your Sarup and Paryojan. Means what is the goal of your life and where you exist, in spiritual or material? Spiritual or material? What is your goal now? Material goal or spiritual goal? Material goal is a Maya effect. A spiritual goal means a spiritual identity. In your Sarup identity. In your spiritual identity. So Rupa Goswami always bringing to always conscious with that. Why say that only consciousness is a spiritual life? You conscious with yourself, then avideha practice you have to conscious. It's paryojan you have to be conscious. All steps should be in consciousness.
All thoughts.
Huh?
All thinking.
All.
Everything.
Everything. You will change yourself and you will enjoy yourself. You want to be happy, Only this practice can change your life. Avideha and Pariyojana. Nitai.
It's all about the highest taste, the higher taste. When you feel this, it's all about the higher taste, to really realize this higher taste.
Gopinath, चलता कि नहीं?
नहीं, अभी वो थोड़ा गर्म है, गुस्से में, तो बाद में अभी रसोई कर रही हूँ।
ठंडा तुम ही कर सकते हो।
कह रहे जा रहे हिसाब करके जा रहे, बहुत दिन हो गए। तो मुझे कहते फिर क्या मैं रसोई घर के बाद मेरे कमरे में आओ? ठीक।
Not just be without any reservation towards every being, but also being Maitra. And Maitra, there's different words for friend.
Mitra, friend.
Yes. Like there's Sakha. And there is, there's many, but Mitra means really a heart friend. This means, and this I'm not just doing as a moral practice. Oh, I just love everyone. Because we are all connected to the source of everything, to Srimati Radhika. So then naturally, they're my closest, dearest family members. Everyone has some sympathy group around himself. Normally this is called family, this is my friends in material society. But this is just because of our material sympathies. Then we start liking some others who are a little similar. But this is much deeper. We are really connected from the very foundation. And there is no concurrence. There is no competition in the whole creation. Because we have, each and every soul has only one goal. This is the service of Priyalal, of Srimati Radhika and Krishna. So, and if someone is even a little better, even if I don't know you very well, but I'm very ecstatic and he is doing this, what I have my deepest aspiration for. So that's why one is extremely pleased and happy. So, and this is the Maitri, this is the friendship on this level, not on the level of external sympathy and antipathy and I like him or I don't like him now. But really it's the connection to the seva of our beloved. This is the extreme connection, and Krishna is saying this. And when you do this, Yomat Bhakta Same Priya, then a soul starts realizing not that, oh, if you do this, then I love you. This is very conditional. But if you enter this bath, you will start to see our love towards you. And bhakti is always the response to the felt love of Radha and Krishna. I feel their love. So naturally I want to respond to this. And this is the greed that Maharaj is speaking. The greed is not external, something you push over the mind. But it's the very natural reaction, the spontaneous reaction of every soul if one starts to feel their love towards us. So this is Maitra, and then Karuna Evacha. Karuna means a very deep compassion. And not that because I feel better and I think I have to give you something. But because I got something, I want to share it. And it's not that because many times in helping others, ego can become higher because I have something and I want to help you. But a bhakta is not thinking like this. He's thinking, I got such a gift from them and I just opened the tube that it will flow towards others. This is Karunata. Nirmama Nirahankara. And one goes through this creation without mamata bhav, without being a magnet. You know, a magnet is going and whenever it finds something metal, it collects. Mm-hmm. So we go through this creation and we have mamata bhav. Oh, should belong to me. And suddenly we find some object and we connect. But Krishna says, this is misused mamata bhav. Because all your mamata bhav should come to divine couple. They are yours. Nirahankara. And without having a mood of I-ness outside of our real identity. So I like this, it goes on.
Your Bhagavad Gita is ready?
Nearly.
Yeah. He is also writing something about Bhagavad Gita, his realizations from his practice. In English, no?
German.
German.
It's a gift to German-speaking world.
Do you experience this? Gurudeva also said this once. He said to be loving with the people around us and within the relationships that we exchange with other living entities. This is Gopi Bhav. This is Manjari Bhav, he said. So how do you share what you are saying? You're saying, I have a great treasure, something fantastic to share with others. How can you share with anyone anything of the sort? You know, or what do you do? I'm just curious. How do you behave? What do you do? You know, what do you say? I'm just sharing, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the first thing is what you said, is one should be very careful to look about this tendency in oneself. Where do I want to consume energy and attention from others?
Yes.
And this really means I don't know where I am really. I Krishna says in Gita, very special, very deep. He says, Mamaivang sajiva loke. You have so much value that Krishna is telling you, you are a
tiny part
of me. And this gives me, this gives me so much value that I stop to consume value from things I'm doing and from appreciation from others. Because this is a person who is extremely this is a thirst which is endless. So Krishna,
yes, I'm aware of that.
Yes. So one is going deep. Krishna says in Gita, also in the 3rd chapter, he says, Yas tvatma ratir evasyat, who has his fascination in one's atma. Atma tripta chamanava, who gets his satisfaction from the atma. Atmanyeva cha santushta, and who gets his pleasure just from the atma. Naiva kinchit karoti sa. For him there is nothing to do in this world. I don't have to run away to try to fill this hole in me. So this is, very special. And this is just the first thing, a little thought. And then the second, how to share on a personal level.
Yes, this was my actual question.
Yes.
The other... So it's very interesting. The gopis here in Vrindavan, they cannot share their fascination in their heart. They cannot even, in Radhika, in Yavat, she many times spontaneously, she's just doing any activity and Govinda Damodara Madhav, the name wants to come out at least when I cannot be with him. But it has always to be suppressed. No, that makes it even more interesting, more fascinating, more tasteful.
Yes. And slowly, like a pressure cooker. When it cannot come out, so the pressure is increasing. And at one point, the pressure cooker is so hot, it
comes out.
And very in the form of tears, just out of her eyes. So on our level, it's a very interesting experience. One cannot immediately share what you said, even with devotees. Sometimes difficult. They speak about
more difficult because they have preconcepts.
Yes.
Very often.
And they think they know.
They have another idea, and before you share anything, you have to break that idea, or break or put it aside. If not, break it.
So then, not speaking, and the pressure is going up. And this is the real value of, I think, of Sadhu Sangha.
Yes, that's why I was asking it, because you said I have such a great thing to share. And I was thinking, well, how do you share something like this with anyone? It's almost impossible.
Yes, but Sadhu Sangha, if one is not speaking, it makes the desire go up and up, and then suddenly it creates an interest in any soul. And this is really special.
Here it's fantastic because we continuously create possibilities for sharing at whatever level, and it's very nice. But in society in general, or even with other, I have friends and relationships in where I live in Berlin, but it's very difficult to share what I am experiencing, So that's why I was asking you, what do you feel like? Maybe you only have friends, devotees as friends. All kinds of people.
Yeah. But and when he's still praying for this is practically every prayer in the Bhagavatam, from the first canto till the end, it's Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya. I want some person that we can share the heart about such things. And even Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Machita Matkatha Prana Bhodayantas Paras. Krishna is looking at his devotees, very fascinated, and he thinks, what are they doing? They do a thing which I even want to do in one of my future lifetimes. They just sit together in Sajati and they speak and glorify.
And
and they experience a happiness which even I don't know. And that's why he came as Mahaprabhu. And now he's sitting with Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar Goswami in Puri. And now he can share and he can get this taste what he was observing in the devotees.
गुरु जी का आ गया था कि वो भजन करे या भजन नहीं हो रहा उनका, तो मैं कहता आप रुकिए, भजन कीजिए.
So what we can do now here,
जाने का क्यों?
This is the prayer of many lives, which we can just. Wow, this is very special. It's not.
वो बात नहीं है, भैया की बात नहीं, उनको वो कोई काफी दिन से उनको कुछ लग रहा है, मुझे लगता है, पता नहीं.
And then even devotees who have Sajatiya Bhav. Like a similar mood. How precious it is.
कुछ परेशान हो जाने का कह रहे, बहुत साल हो गया, हम जाने.
राधे राधे गो